Well, tough times in the oil patch these days as the industry deals with the double whammy of the COVID-19 pandemic and a collapse of the price of oil. Well, today, news that some of the nation's biggest lenders will begin to seize the assets of struggling shale oil companies in the U.S. Q2's Jay Cohn is here tonight with an update on shaky times in the Bakken and beyond.
It is tough to put a positive spin on the news coming out of the oil industry these days. In spite of a near-record OPEC deal to cut production by nearly 1 million barrels a day, optimism is hard to find. You need only to look at today's oil prices to see why.
Matter of fact, southern Montana and northern Wyoming sour crude this morning was $8.50 a barrel. You get up into that Shelby Cutbank area, $14 a barrel this morning. A year ago in that area, it was $54 a barrel.
Alan Olson, president of the Montana Petroleum Association, says the current downturn has already cost Montana hundreds of jobs as wells are shut in, not just here, but all across the country.
How long are the refineries going to be able to hold out at their current rate of production if we're not moving fuel? We have to move fuel to keep the refineries going. Should it get to the point that there's some projections that gasoline and diesel use could drop by as much as 30%? I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing some of the smaller refineries shutting down at that point as well.
Olson has been through the good and the bad times in oil, but he says the current conditions are considerably worse than the downturn of '86 and the slowdown in the late 90s.
It hasn't been that long ago we saw $140 a barrel crude oil. Hopefully some people put some money in the bank at that time. You know, it's not a lot different than farming. It's a commodity market. You have to have a willing buyer. Right now we don't have a lot of willing buyers.
In the short term, consumers can enjoy a drop in pump prices, both Costco and Sam's Club members paying as low as $1.69 a gallon in Billings today. But with stay-at-home orders in place across the country, demand for both diesel and gasoline projected now to drop by as much as 30%. In Billings, Jay Cohn reporting for MTN News.
All right, thanks so much, Jay. Now, Olson calls the current squeeze in the Bakken very serious, the result of small independent companies paying for exploration and production work with borrowed money. Many of those firms, he says, are now trying to renegotiate the terms of their loans with their banks.